Welcome to Southeast Asia IP SME Help Desk, your gateway to expert advice on intellectual property in Southeast Asia. In this video, we'll take you through the core services we offer to small and medium enterprises across Europe. Let's dive in and discover how we can support your business. We are an initiative of the European Commission providing free and confidential business-focused advice to European SMEs. Our mission is to guide you through the complexities of IP in Southeast Asia and help you safeguard your innovations and creations. Our help desk offers a comprehensive suite of services tailored to meet the unique needs of European SMEs. Enquiry Helpline. Have an IP question related to Southeast Asia? Reach out to our Enquiry Helpline and receive expert advice within 3 working days. Or book a one-to-one meeting directly with our IP business advisor via this link right here. Training and webinars. Join one of our training sessions or webinars designed specifically for European SMEs across Europe and Southeast Asia throughout the year. Stay updated on upcoming activities by subscribing to our newsletter and connecting with us on social media. Publications. Access a treasure trove of resources on our website, including country fact sheets, industry-specific IP guides, and general IP guides covering a variety of topics. Dive into our publications to enhance your understanding of IP laws and practices. Access a wide range of resources anytime, anywhere. IP business tools. Explore our IP cost and diagnostic tools. Accessible on our official website. These tools are crafted to empower you with the knowledge you need to navigate the IP landscape effectively. The Southeast Asia IP SME Help Desk is your reliable partner and go-to resource for navigating the IP landscape in Southeast Asia. With a range of services at your disposal, we are committed to helping European SMEs protect their innovations and creations and succeed in the global market. Contact us today to take the first step towards securing your IP assets and unlocking new growth opportunities.
Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and hopefully not too much of a good evening for most of you. So my name is Sander van Straten. I am the services coordinator over here at the European Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia. So it's so lovely to have you. At the moment, we're looking at about 42 participants. So this is definitely going to be a bit more of an exciting webinar. We're looking at understanding the European patent protection in Cambodia and the Laos People's Democratic Republic. So the background on this one is also quite interesting. Basically, what's happened is in the beginning of 2025, the European Patent Organization, together with the Laos Department of Intellectual Property, have signed agreements to extend European patent rights to Laos. And this has also been more or less happening in the same case with Cambodia. And for me, I mean, definitely less paperwork is always great. I think it's definitely also something amazing for smaller businesses. So we have a few great experts joining us today. So we will be hearing from a few people, understanding, you know, what is the evolving patent landscape in Southeast Asia. Also trying to understand which practical tools can be used for your patent protection and enforcement in the wider Southeast Asia region. So joining us today is Mr. Tia Peng, who is the founder and principal of Abacus IP. So he'll be speaking a few times, giving us a good overview of what's happening in both in Cambodia and the region. Then we also have Ms. Chanaraksmay Sokun, who is an associate at Tilken Gibbons, who's also been helping us a lot every now and then with understanding the wider IP scope in Southeast Asia. Then last but not least, we definitely have also Mr. Solison Sengsilavong, who is the director of the patent division at the Department of Intellectual Property in Laos. So but definitely, we really hope these presentations would be quite useful for you if you're, for example, looking to expand into Cambodia, Laos from a neighboring market, or if you're just generally curious about what's happening in Southeast Asia as a whole, this is definitely something for you. And don't forget to also put in your comments, put in your questions, and we'd be happy to help answer them. But also, lastly, if you're looking for some one-to-one advice, as you saw in the video, there is an opportunity to schedule a one-to-one consultation with the IP Business Advisor. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Tia Peng, who will be taking us through the project as a whole. So while Mr. Peng is setting up, I think in the meantime, I can give you a bit more background of what's happening in the situation as well. So basically, we're trying to understand how the extension of the European patent protection can help simplify the process of securing both patent protections and also attracting more companies to develop their businesses in the organization as a whole. So, Mr. Tia, whenever it's convenient for you, I think you can just, we see your screen and you can just unmute and then we're ready to go.
Okay, let me set up a bit.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, I think here, right?
Yep, perfect.
Okay. So thank you, Andrew, for introduce me. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you to all participants and to the organizer at the Southeast Asia IPO SME Help Desk and the EuroCham for making this event possible. So the topic of my presentation today is an overview of the European patents validation in Cambodia and its legal framework. So my presentation is cover two parts. So the first part is cover the introduction and background, a benefit for the EU SME and the legal framework, and go to the role of the patent Cambodian Patents Office and the right granted under the EP validation and the overview of the statistical overview. And then we'll continue by our colleague from Teleki and Kibit. So she will provide you the detail on how to obtain, how to apply the EP validation in Cambodia, and then go to our colleague from Laos. So he will talk about Laos validation, and then come back to me for the second part. So let's get started. So the objective of this presentation is to provide a comprehensive overviews of the European patent validation system in Cambodia and explain the legal procedure framework that govern EP validation, and highlighting the benefit for using this system. And we also share about the current statistics of the EP that validated in Cambodian. So how many patents now so far from 2018, and to support the stakeholder in understanding on how to navigate the EP validation process effectively. So Cambodia joined the EP validation system by signing the validation agreement with the European Patents Office on the January 23rd, 2017, and ratified by the Royal Crown. And it's affected on the first March 2018. So here is the state that they joined the validation system. So we have Morocco, we have Bolivia, Tunisia, and so on. So from the for the Costa Rica, they have signed it but not yet enter into force. So this strategic move was a part of the Cambodia border effort to strengthen its intellectual property framework and align with national development goals. By participating in the EP validation system, Cambodian aim to attract the foreign investment and facilitate technology transfer and ethical legal certainty for international patent holders and promote innovation and industry growth. The collaboration allow Cambodian to benefit from the EP high quality patent examination standard, while at the same time developing its own intellectual property infrastructure. So the benefit for the EP SME is to will receive like a cost of efficiency. So the cost here will be lower than you file directly, or you're using the Paris Convention, or you're using a PCT route. So for the validation, you can save a lot of money. Just because it reduces the examination, substantive examination in Cambodian. You just submit the grant decision from the EP, and then the Cambodian Patent Office will look at it and review whether they meet the requirement, and then they will grant it the same. And the second one is this already talked. So the examination. So just shorter than the normal or regular patent. And you can extend IP protection into one of the Southeast Asia fastest growing market, supporting foreign investment strategies. And the legal framework that cover the EP validation in Cambodia. So we have combined system, international agreement, domestic legal instrument. From the international front, Cambodia is a signatory of the key conventions such as TRIP agreement. It's under the World Trade Organization and the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, and the PCT Patent Cooperation Treaty, and the validations agreement on the European patent we signed in 2017. So from the domestic law, we have the EuroCham, we have the patents law that is in 2003, and we have amended law, amended patent law in 2017. With several articles have been amended to meet the international agreement, because we have signed several agreements, so we have to amend the law to meet this standard. And then we have EuroCham that ratified the EP validation agreement in 2017, and also we have like PROCAS on the procedure for granting patent and utility model in 2006, but this have been replaced by the PROCAS issue in 2019. And we also have a PROCAS to guideline the procedure for the validation of the European patent, which is issue in 2017. And lastly, we had a joint PROCAS, which is provide the fee. I mean, stipulate the fee. So how much you're gonna pay for the validation in Cambodia. And the role for Cambodia, Cambodian Patents Office, actually they have they have been assigned to perform many duties, not just list in the slide presentation, but they have other duties like preparation and drafting the policy, strategy, action plan to strengthen protection for the patent and utility model certificate, drafting legal document and procedure for granting patent utility models. But for EP, the patent office will perform like receiving EP validation request form from the applicant and all local agent to verify the document and translation summary for validation, because when you validate in Cambodia, you have to translate the claim. So patent office will check it whether it's accurate, correct or not. And then the third one is publish the validated patent in Cambodia using the official website, DIP website. So DIP website is a sponsor or helped by WIPO. I provide you a link here. And then the fourth point is maintain the national patent register, including a validated EP European patent, and to support the enforcement of the validated patent under the Cambodia law. And the last one is to ensure that the EP validation comply with the local legal requirement, and the validated patent are properly recorded and enforceable. For the protection and right grant, so upon the successful of the validation, the validated patent office receive the same legal right and protection in Cambodian as the patent granted direct under the national law or patent granted under the Paris Convention of Purity, or the same like re-registration of Chinese patent or Singapore patent. So the protection lasts for the remainder of the 20 years term, calculating from the original European filing date. And the validated patent can be enforced through civil litigation in the Cambodian court and the custom authority against the infringing import, and administrative action through the MISTI. MISTI is the Ministry of Industry, Science and Technology Innovation. So please note that the enforcement in Cambodia, the patent holder must obtain or request the local registration certificate in order to enforce your right in Cambodia. So most of the enforcement authority, they require the actual paper. The last one is about the statistic of the EP validation. So you can see here the total of EP validation in Cambodian as of 10 November 2025. Cambodian Patents Office received 225 patents and 111 patents granted. And the rest, about 114 rest 14 patent is a pharmaceutical patent which is kept in mailbox. So for the takeaway and tip, so please remember that in order to enforce your right in Cambodia, so you have to obtain the actual patent certificate to present to the enforcement authority. So you cannot just print out from the system or soft copy from the system. This is unacceptable. So this is the last of my presentation. So thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Tia. So we'll be speaking to you again very briefly. So thanks again for that quick overview of what's happening. I think definitely what's very interesting is to see that we still have about 114, I think you said, patents in the mailbox. So that's always something. So definitely apply as soon as possible, get yourself in there. And now to move us over to a bit more of a detailed step-by-step guide, we'd like to introduce Ms. Chan Raksame Sokun, the associate from Tilken Gibbons. who will be giving us a bit more of an understanding of how to apply in Cambodia.
Okay, thank you. And first of all, I would like to say thank you to Mr. Painter for providing such a comprehensive overview. I will take over and explain in detail about the validations of European patent in Cambodia. So this is my outline today. However, I will touch less on the legal framework because it has already been explained by my colleagues previously. So I will talk more on the eligible European patents, also the validation procedure, as well as I will also address a little bit about the national patent route so that you could compare and see why European patent validation procedure should be a preferred route, as well as the risk mitigations and key takeaways to wrap up the presentations. So without further ado, this is the legal framework, and I just put in some main regulation, and this has been explained. So I will move forward to the next part about the eligible European patent. So actually, for every inventions that are eligible for protection and before the EPO are eligible for filing or for validated into Cambodia, as long as they are filed on or after 1st March of 2018. However, it should be noted that currently Cambodia is a least developed country, and being an LDC, Cambodia benefits from the World Trade Organization waiver, which Cambodia could withdraw from the obligations to provide protection or to enforce intellectual property right over pharmaceutical products. This means that currently, pharmaceutical products are excluded from patent protection until 2033. However, for an avoidance of doubt, pharmaceutical patents can still be filed and accepted in Cambodia utilizing the mailbox system. So basically, this mailbox system allows the pharmaceutical patent applications to be filed into Cambodia and will be kept in the mailbox system, as you could see the statistic from the previous presentation. So it is filed and accepted, and it is kept in the mailbox system until the transitional period is lifted, and it is currently set by 2033. And the next part, we will move to the validation procedure. So the European patent validation procedure could be divided into two phases. The first phases would be before the EPO, and the second phases would be before the Cambodia Patent Office, or I would call it the Department of Industrial Property, or in short, the DIP. So all filing process, from filing publications of the search report, the search and examinations, and the grant occur before the EPO. So it is as if when you are filing the European patent application, you are filing the patent application for the European member states, including Cambodia. So there is one timeline that European patent holders have to take note, because you have to file to pay the validation fee of 180 euro to the EPO within 6 months after the publications of the search report, or basically after 18 months, within 6 months after 18 months from the filing date. And the late validation fee is acceptable with a 50% surcharge. So basically, European patent holders have up to 8 months to pay the validation fee. And after that, the patent application will take the usual examination route. It will be examined, it will be granted by the EPO. After it is granted by the EPO, the second phase begins. So the applicant would have to formalize the validation with the DIP. And by formalizing the validation, the applicant has to submit the validation application along with providing a translation of claims into the local Khmer language, and as well as paying the post-grant publication fee of approximately $30 to the DIP. And this action must be taken within 3 months from the date of publication of the grant of the European patent. So after you pay the post-grant publication fee, or after you formalize the validated European patent, the validated European patent will be deemed effective in Cambodia. After the validation or the formalizations of the validated European patent, the patent will be protected for 20 years, the term of protection, and then the applicant would have to pay the annuity fee every year, continuing from the annuity fee paid with the EPO. For example, during the application process with the EPO, the applicant or the holder have paid 4 annuity fee with the EPO. So after it has been received granted and it has validated into Cambodia, it must continue paying the 5th fee, the 6th fee until the 20 year with the DIP to maintain the patent registration. So that wraps up the validation process. And now I will compare the EU validation process with the national application route so that you could see the differences. So usually when you file a patent application utilizing like the national route, you could either submit the application by claiming the Paris Convention priority or file it through the PCT. However, the applicant would have to submit like formality documents, and all formality documents must be translated into the Khmer language, including the full patent specification. And at the filing stage, the applicant would have to pay the fee for filing, which would depend on the number of claims. And then the applicant would also have to pay the pre-grant publication fee. So after the filing stage, the examination stage should occur. However, currently, the Cambodia Patent Office or the DIP does not conduct a substantive examination. So in practice, the DIP would rely on grant decisions of corresponding patent application in the foreign patent office. So at this stage, if the applicant has corresponding patent application in, let's say, for example, in EU, then it would need to wait until there is a grant decision from the EPO. And after it receives a grant decision from the EPO, it would need to submit the grant decision and request for facilitation of patent grant decision with the DIP. At this stage, it would mean that the applicant would be required to provide formality documents, another set of formality documents. And if there is an amendment, that needs to be incorporated, because the claims in the Cambodian patent must be the same with the claims of the grant patent. Should there be an amendment, an amendment must be incorporated, and the applicant would need to provide the Khmer translation again as well. So after submitting the grant decision, it will move to the final stage, which the DIP would proceed to review the document and issue a grant decision. And at this stage, the applicant would be required to pay the fee for granting certificate, as well as for the fee for post-grant publication. And usually, it should take between 6 months to 1 year to receive a grant decision after the applicant has submitted the grant decision of the corresponding foreign patent application. And as you could see from the national application route, the process would be longer because, first of all, the applicant would need for a grant decision of its corresponding patent application in a foreign country. Let's say if they have an application with the EPO, it could take between 3 to 5 years already to receive a grant decision. So you would need to add another year to the process to receive the grant decision for the patent in Cambodia. And as you can see from the slide, each stage from the filing to the submissions of the grant decision and to the granting part, it would incur fee, and therefore from this slide alone, you could see that the process with the EU is more simplified and it is more cost efficient. So for your convenient review, I also prepare like a comparison table, like a summary for you to see at each stage. So when we compare the two, we could see that the EU validation process, there is only one action you need to take with the DIP, which is to formalize the validation and to pay the post-grant publication fee. And that's it. So that wraps up the EU validations and the comparison. So lastly, I would say that when companies conduct business in Cambodia, it is and then involve the use of patented product or process in Cambodia, the main risk would be infringements. And so in my view, when concerning the infringement, the primary mitigations would be to obtain a patent protection. However, I also understand that for companies and for business, when business consider obtaining patent protections, I understand that in many countries, the cost for obtaining patent protection could be costly, and it is territory-based. So a lot of considerations are made into considering the prioritized market, the market size, and whether the investment, meaning the expense in obtaining the protection, would be justified, considering that Cambodian market could be relatively small. However, I think that the EU, the European patent validation process, just make it easy for business, especially if you are a European patent holder, because they just make the process much more simplified, less effort, and especially at a very reduced cost. So it is very cost efficient. And therefore, I think it is very beneficial for European patent holder to extend their patent protection into Cambodia. So as a key takeaway, I just recommend that if you consider extending your protection into Cambodia, probably making an early decisions, allocating budgets, and inform probably your counsel or your patent attorney of your intention to enter into Cambodia, because there are specific timelines that needs to follow. For example, the one before the EPO is that you need to pay the validation fee within the prescribed time frame, and after that you have to formalize the validation into Cambodia also within a prescribed time frame. And yes, after that everything is all set. So this wraps up my presentation, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to take them after our last session. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that, Ms. Chanaraksame. I think that was quite very valuable. I think specifically one of the key takeaways is, I mean, as a small business, time is always money. So would you rather be using that time to wait in the government office line, or would you be rather using it on a more efficient system? So I saw a quick comment here about slides, and I'll say yes, we will be sharing the slides afterwards. So thanks to your registration, we do have the your email address, and now I'd like to cross the border over into the Lao People Democratic Republic and introduce Mr. Solasen Songsilevong, who is the director of the patent division at the Department of Intellectual Property in Laos as well. So, Mr. Solasen, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me a floor. And also the opportunity for DIP Laos to sharing our EP variation implementation in Laos. So hope that everyone can see my slide.
Yep, it's visible. Please go ahead.
Okay. So as I mentioned, first of all, thank you for inviting me. as a representative for the AP Laos to present about the EP variation in the Lao PDR. In my slide, I will start with the introducing my office, the IP Laos organization, which is, you may see in the slides, we have like, I would say, all types of the IP that is operating in our department, including the GI, industrial design, patent, trademark, and the brand variety as well, and also the copyright and creative economy. So just a quick view on the number of the staff in our department. We have 1 Director General, 5 Deputy Director, and the in total we have around 60 staff in the office. So just a quick introduction about the EP patent territorial scope. But the important point I would like to show you here, just my updates. Lao PDR is the latest member, I mean the 6th variation states of the EP variation agreement. So the core principle of the validation is it's more simplified to process to obtain the patent in Laos, I would say, through the EPO, and to maximize the potential coverage of the single European patent application. So you file the application in the EPO, and then you get the protection in Laos. And also the help to improve the legal certainty of the protection. So for sure, reduce the workload for our office, because it's once you request for validate in the EP and then get the protection, Lao PDR recognize that results, that patent, and then the protection is effective. So just a simple step to get the protection in Laos to the EPO. First, you file the application at the EPO, and then pay the validation fee also at the EPO. EPO grant the patent and then valid in Lao PDR. So the key features of the system, the EPO will conduct the granting procedure. So the whole process of the examination from the filing to the granting the patent will be with the EPO. And then Lao PDR will make use of the search and examination work completed by EPO and valid the European patent as the national patent in the Lao PDR. So we also receive the share of the validation fee from the EPO, but how can I say? We receive the validation fee, and then EPO grant the patent. So the procedure after the post grant, such as the granting fee, publication of grant, and also annuity fee, will be with the IP. And one more thing, very important, the validated patents are subject to the validation country law, which means EPO will examine the applications based on the Lao PDR IP law. So just a quick process of the filing route when you would like to, file the application or a request for the validation, the EP patent in Laos. So just a simple step, as you see. Once you request the application, the EP will conduct the examination and then valid in Laos PDR. So this is the more detailed procedure that you may see that the European patent application, they file the application there, do the formality, and then search and examination, grant the patent, and then at the request of the patent operator, so the EP patent will be valid in Laos. So as I mentioned, the main concept of this agreement between DIP and EPO. So all the procedure steps from the filing to grant will be take place at the EPO. And then the after grant, I mean post grant, will be take place at the DIP. But during this procedure, once the applicant requests for the valid their patent in Laos, during that time, they also need to appoint the representative, the IP agent, to file or to submit the Lao translation of the claim, invention, and abstract in Laotian into the IP. And then after that, EP examine the application, grant the patent. So after granting the patent, when the EP notice Lao PDR that this invention already granted, so the IP side will issue the notice to the applicant through their IP agent to pay the granting fee and also the publication fee. After that, they will get the certificate. So just to share you with the technical cooperation under this cooperation. So on the IP side, we will have the midterm human resource policy and also reuse as much as possible the funds coming from this system and also implementation of the sound monitoring system. So I think I made something very important under this cooperation, that the applicant doesn't need to request or doesn't need to file any application based on EP patent. So everything will be done from the filing to grant at the EPO, and then EPO will notice the IP that which patent, which invention has been granted. After that, we will issue the notice of grant to the applicant and then issue the certificate. Everything, every connection between the IP and the EPO will be done through the IT system and also the data sharing, data exchange. So the applicant doesn't need to, submit anything out of the Lao translation, as I mentioned before, and then just waiting for the granting and certificate. So the opportunity for the IP to develop the efficient patent system in Lao PDR. So focus it on the national innovation through the data exchange, right? And to develop the technical and financial resource of the IP. Actually, this the validation fee come to the IP. It's good if you go to the national financial hub, and then what I would like to explain is we don't have to, I mean, we don't have the right to use the 100% of that fee. So this is the how to create the income into our country, I would say. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Solison. That was very informative. I think definitely a very important point that you're raising there about both emerging markets, you know, the opportunities that are coming up, and everything else. So I'll just be bringing back to Mr. Tia Peng for a bit, and then I do see there's a few great questions coming in, so do stick around for those. Those will be answered very shortly as well. So, Mr. Tia, the floor is yours again.
Okay, so thank you. So yes, thank you very much for our colleagues from Laos and Telekin Gibin for providing the detail of the how to apply the protection, how to get the patent granted in Cambodia using the EP validation route. So this is my second part. Like I told you earlier that I have two parts. So the second part will cover the future outlook and recommendation and the common pitfall and how to avoid them. And then we go to the conclusion. So the future outlook and recommendation. So I have 4 points. So the expected developments in the Cambodia IP law and the recommendation for the applicant, opportunities for the capacity building, and the last one is policy suggestion for improving the framework. So the expected developments in Cambodian IP law. So we have to strengthen the judicial and administrative procedure for the patent dispute. So as currently there is what I think I think there is no the patent dispute be filed to the Cambodian court. That's why the strengthen the judiciary system and administrative procedure for the court is important. So we have to look at this one. And the second one is digitalization of the IP services. As I think right now we have the online filing already in place. So the agent which is also right by the Cambodian Patents Office can use the e-filing system to file the patent application, including the EP validation process. But it's not completed. They have to expand more function. So to make the agent or the applicant can use it effectively. And the third one is pharmaceutical patent enforcement. So as our colleague present already. So patent, pharmaceutical patent cannot be protected or will not granted until 2033. So if our country is more we part the LDC, so this wall will be it will be protected. And the fifth one is the integrated with the IP as in IP system. So currently we have cooperation with the ASEAN country already. There is another way is a patent prosecution highway also in place for the ASEAN member to use it. And the amendment law, the existing law, because our law is too old, and then we have one time amended. But I think we should look at it and make it more to meet the standard. I mean the international standard, the development of the region. Sorry. So for the opportunity and capacity building, like training judge and examiner, this is already talked in the first one. So we have to train them, to strengthen the capacity building in the court. And the second one is public awareness. So recently we have association, IPAC association, that they provide training or seminar to the public. So, but it's not enough. So we have to do more presentation or seminar to the public, especially the SME. Yes, and the partnership, international partnership, also important. So we have collaborate with the WIPO, EPO, and ASEAN already. So recently we have cooperated with the United States. So we have signed an agreement with the United States as well. So it's better to have more and more. So the SME, EU SME can use the route to the easy one to protect their patents in Cambodia. So the last one is a policy suggestion that in my view we should simplify like the translation. You require the claim patent claim to be translated into Cambodian language. But if you can change this, just submit an English version is acceptable. I think it's better for the patent holder, so they can save the translation cost. So the patent exam, the patents office or the DIP should consider on this. Yes. And the common pitfall and how to avoid them. So don't miss the 3-month deadline. So you have to track the EP that carefully. The second one is incorrect pull and translation, as I talked earlier. So you have to provide the translation of the claim into Cambodian language. So make sure that you use a certified translator, which is in the skill of patent field. And the third one is incomplete documentation. So for EP validation, they require the power of attorney if you appoint the agent to file on your behalf. So you have to provide like the not try power of attorney and submit it with the claim. This is make sure that you have those documents in hand. So don't forget to pay the fee, because even though you pay the fee, I think it's 180 to the EP, European Patents Office, but you have to pay a publication fee, 30 USD in with the Cambodian Patents Office. So make sure that you pay the fee, otherwise your patent will not be validated. And the last one is make sure that the protection of EP is not automatically protected. You have to take an action. Yeah, so don't think that once you have like EP patent granted in EP patents office and it automatically protected in the Cambodia is no. So you have to look at it and then to ask, I mean, to return the local agent to submit a paper or request to the Cambodian Patents Office for the validated your patent. So the conclusion, this is the end of my presentation. So, yeah, so as I have the first part and second part, so most of my part is focused on the legal framework, so the law that guide the process of the registration, the procedure, and then also provide you an overview of the statistical of the patent validated in Cambodian. So how many patent validated now you see in the slide, and then also provide you with the link to the publication. I mean the Cambodian Patent Office, they have like their database, so they publish in their system, so you can just go there and check whether you see your patent there or not. Yeah, so that's it for my presentation today.
Amazing. Thanks a lot, Mr. Tia. So I think definitely what a really important key points would be, do make sure the payments are made to the correct people. And I think another thing definitely worth pointing out would be both Laos and Cambodia are emerging markets who still use the US dollar quite frequently. So that kind of does help you a little bit, if you're very new to the markets, because otherwise you don't have to rely too much on local currencies or conversion rates in the meantime. So I think in the meantime, Mr. T, I'll keep you on for a while because we have a few questions directed to you. So I think the first question we had was from Alexander, and Alexander was asking specifically, could you please provide any examples of an EP patent validated in Cambodia, which is listed in the DIP online registration? I think we've lost Mr. Tia, unfortunately. So I think definitely we'll get you back on that one, Alexander. Sorry about that. So we'll definitely reach out. The next question I think we had was from Fabrice, looking at as per the La IP agent. Do you have a list of the validated agents to do the translation in Laos? So for this one, Mr. Solison, would you like to answer?
Yes. Sorry, I doesn't know that we have the answer part, so I
No
already
worries.
answer in the message. But yes, we have like I think more than 50 IP agents in Laopida right now, which is available in our website. So the links are already available there. I also share the link, so you can go to the website and look at which IPSN agent that you happy to talk with them. We also have the Tiliki and Kibins Lao here.
Exactly. And while we have you on the line as well, there's another question from Napagate Tiratana, looking at specifically advising which official fees must be paid. And also, will there be an additional announcement, or can we use the same official fee with national application?
Actually, for the filing fee, we don't have the filing fee in Laos, actually. So the filing fee, I mean, as I mentioned in my presentation, um, starting from the filing to the grant of the EP will be done at the EPO. So for the applicant to contact with the IP Lao, the first one will be to translate the claim invention and also the abstract into Lao language to the IP agent. So once the applicant has a request for the validation in in Lao at the PO, so they will pay the validation fee, and then in the same time they need to find or appoint the IP agent in Lao to file the translation.
Amazing. Thanks for that answer as well. Mr. Tier, could you also answer for Alexander's question? I think he was asking about the examples of past validations.
Then can you repeat it, the question, please?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So the question was, so Alexander searched for the DIP online, has not been able to recognize any Khmer published patent application which indicates it as a valid European patent. So he was asking basically if you know of any examples of a European patent that has been validated in Cambodia and listed with the DIP for the time being.
Okay.
Mhm.
Actually, the patent I mean the examiner, the patents office, they have not enough human resources to do that kind of work because they have to capture data to put into the system. So currently it's not up to that for for the for the online database. So sometimes you can see it, but sometimes you cannot see because they haven't done this kind of work. Just like as I know, the patent office, they have just a few people there, so a lot of work to do because it's not AP validation. We have like patent from the Paris or from the PCT as well as from the re-registration Singapore patent or Chinese patent. So there's a lot of work to do. So I believe that it's not up to that for the database.
Okay, thanks a lot for that answer as well. Ms. Chanraksmay, do you have any inputs on this one? Anything else you think that's worth adding from the Cambodia side?
Oh, no, I totally agree with Mr. Payne here. Actually, I think the DIP database was just established earlier this year as well. So a lot of work has been put in by the DIP, but it is still progressing. So everything is not up to date yet. But I believe that in the near future, we would have more complete published data for patents. So thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. So we still got about 41 attendees on, and I mean, we still have some time for questions and answers, which is always great, because normally at the end we see a certain jump of people leaving. So I think the best would be if anyone has any questions, you're welcome to raise your hand on the chat. I'll definitely see it, and then we'll give you a chance and to speak with some of the experts here. But at the same time, I mean, if you're a bit shy or if the question's very sensitive, we do encourage you to reach out to these experts individually. So you'll see that we have your email address and we can also put you in contact with them together as well as with the intellectual property business advisor. Which is based in Vietnam. So I just wanted to check, is there anyone specifically from the audience who have any other additional comments or questions? I think also what we'd like to hear is some of your experiences handling intellectual property infringement, or have you seen anything else that has either enabled or disabled your business operations within Southeast Asia as a whole? Great. Thank you for the comments as well, Alexander. So we'll definitely keep in mind. Is there anything else you'd like to share on your side? I'll give you the floor if you'd like to share some opinions as well. Doesn't seem like it. I think also, can I ask, Chan Raxmi, what type of services does Telekin Gibbons offer in the meantime for smaller European companies in Cambodia?
Oh, so we basically offer every service related to intellectual property, be it filing trademark or filing patent registration. So everything you need, our assistant, we would be glad to provide our assistance.
Thanks a lot for that. And then I think anything else from the panelists or from the chambers? Okay, I think given that we've given everyone some chance to speak, to consider as well. So thanks again for taking part in this webinar. We really do hope. Oh, yes, I see Alexander has a question for Solison as well. So let me open up quickly on that one. So, Mr. Solison, we have another question here. So how does the IP of Lao PDR publish information of European patents validated, or for which notice grant would you be able to give that? So I'm just going to drop his question again in the group chat over here.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the question.
Sure.
Yeah. Actually, as I mentioned, the information will be linked to the both system. In Laopida, right now we are using the iPass system of WIPO, and we have already linked the system between the IP and EPO. So related information regarding the validation will be linked between both system, and the publication, I would say, will be available online in as well EDPO, of course, and also in our website.
Okay, thanks for that answer as well. So I think based on that, we really thank everyone for their participation. As we mentioned, the slides will be shared to you once we get the final paperwork and all the permission slips done. And definitely do keep a lookout on both the European Chamber of Commerce in Cambodia and European Chamber in Laos's website for any other upcoming webinars related to intellectual property. As I also mentioned before in the beginning, if you'd like to speak to someone as well, like if you have any specific questions, you are welcome to schedule a one-on-one consultation with the IP business advisor. He's a very nice guy also, so he would be definitely able to help you out trying to understand what's happening on that side. So without further ado, thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and a big round of applause again to all the panelists and for the partners for making this webinar so successful. Great. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.